Sometimes aspirants wonder how they can gauge the depth of their faith. This is a very good question that requires retrospection. There are so many stories of great devotees in our scriptures that serve as a benchmark for us all treading the path of divine love realization. There was once a priest whose service was to serve the deities in the temple. And so he had a boy, 8 years old, who was with him as his assistant. So one day, the priest had to go out. And so he told the little boy to serve the deities in the same way as he does. So the boy served the food, the bhog, and he closed the curtains. But every so often he would peek behind the curtains to see if the food had dissipated, if God had eaten the food. But much to his dismay, the food remained untouched. So the boy thought, I guess they're mad because the priest is not around. So the next day he served the food, but the same thing happened. The food remained untouched. And so several days passed in this manner until finally one day, out of exhaustion, the boy said, "You have left me with no option but to take the matters into my own hands." And so brandishing a stick, he said, "Let's see if you eat now." For this little boy, God was actually, he wholeheartedly believed that God was there in front of him. For him, the deities were not lifeless statues, by the way. So what was God to do? He emerged from the deities and accepted his offering. In fact, he ate so much that the boy yelled out, "Hey, save some for me." And so, with all the flour gone, he borrowed from the neighbor, but even that was all gobbled up by God. A few days later, when the priest returned, he was mad to see how much the boy had spent. And he said, "You were here by yourself. How come you spent so much? You were here all alone." So the boy said, "What could I do? God ate it all." And so the priest retorted. He said, "What nonsense is this? Do deities eat?" And the boy said, "Yes, I can show you." So he showed him. He offered the food, and the offering, as the priest could see, was disappearing. Even though he could not see, he could not visualize God, but he saw, and he was so humbled and impressed. Whereas the little boy, because of his faith, he could see Supreme God manifesting, appearing, and accepting the bhog. Some people are confused about the great sage Valmiki ji. Valmiki ji, before he became Valmiki, he was known as Ratnakar. His heart was so fallen and so sinful that he could not utter the divine name of Bhagwan Ram. He could not utter Ram.